If you really want to boost your business credit score, there is a formula. And let me give you an overview of that formula. See, everything starts with your payment history. I mean, whether you're a startup or an established business, your payment history will play an important role when it comes to establishing, improving, or maintaining your business credit score at a very good level. And when we talk about payment history, don't think about just payments to vendors or credit cards or lenders or credit card issuers or lenders, right? Your tax payments. For example, if you have a tax liens, those could have a detrimental effect on your business credit score because, see, the whole thing is that Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian, they're all collecting data about your business's payments history. Okay, what kind of a routine do you have when it comes to paying your vendors, when it comes to paying your suppliers? This is important. So late payments, tax liens, judgments, and collections have a great impact on your business credit score. And the thing you need to understand here is that business credit scores, at least the top three, the Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax, they don't want to have a gap when it comes to your payment history. They just want you to have a history of on-time payments all the time. No slip-ups. Don't slip up. And if you do miss payments, you need to have debt that goes into collection, or if you have court records, make sure that you're communicating. You're talking to them. You are contextualizing the information. What I'm trying to say here is that if something happens and you have a business that goes into collection, you want to contact Dun & Bradstreet so that they can actually put a note on your credit report that explains the situation. Okay, it's very important. So the whole thing here is that if you have those court records, those collection issues, you have missed payments, this will actually make your business credit score drop a lot. We're talking here about 40 or 50 if you were talking about the pay desk spectrum here. And so basically you become a very high risk level. And this could take many years to recover from. So you never want to be in that field. Payment history is a major factor for both business and consumer credit. Okay, so this is important. So how do you fix that? Well, you fix this by automating your bill payments, by making sure that you stay on top of all bill payments, especially to your vendors, to your business credit card issuers, to your business lenders. And if you see if there is a problem that you could miss, actually your if you think that you could miss payments, always communicate. Always talk to the supplier, talk to the vendor, talk to the business lender. Start a conversation. I want to talk to you about credit characteristics. The whole thing is that if you are trying to, so I'm talking to you about three things that always harm your business credit score, right? So number one, your payment history. Number two, your credit characteristics. What does that mean? Well, there are two things. Well, there are three things actually when we talk about, not actually three things. There are five things. There are five things that you need to pay attention to when we talk about credit characteristics. The first one is applying for credit too often. So when you apply for a business credit card or business loan or business line of credit, you need to understand the potential lender or creditor. They will check your credit report, especially if you do not apply with EIN only. What will happen here is that they will do a hard pull, and what happens when you have a hard pull, your credit score will drop, and there will be some kind of notice on your credit report, so everybody sees that, hey, listen, you had a hard pull, and one inquiry typically has a little impact on your business credit score. One thing you need to understand here is that one inquiry is not a big deal, but if you have several inquiries within a few months, those combined can have a negative impact on your score, on your business credit score, on your Intelli score, or your paydesk score for that matter. Okay, you need to understand that if you want to fix this, please space out your business credit card applications, your business line of credit applications, your business loan applications. Space things out. Okay. And remember that maxing out your business credit card, even if you pay off your balance in full every month, can harm your business credit score. So that's the first element when we talk about credit characteristics. The second element is credit usage. Credit usage means that you are basically don't try to max out your business credit card. Don't max out your business line of credit. Okay, those are really important. If they give you a credit limit of 10,000, you want to use maximum, or you want to keep on the credit card open at all time, maximum 3,000. That way you are within the 30% CUR that a lot of experts are advising you to have. Okay, you can charge a lot though. You can charge all the way to $10,000 every month, but at the end of the month, when they report your data to the Business Credit Bureau, you want to maintain at most 3,000 on the card. It's important. So to fix this, you always just have to make sure that you are controlling how much you are charging on the card at all times. The third element within the credit characteristics, that's the age of credit. This is so important. So, and for some of the business credit bureaus, if you want to have a score that is high, you need to understand that the average age of credit or number of accounts really plays an important role. If that account is too low, you're not going to have a high credit score. Okay. For example, if you are a startup, let's say you are really new and you have had no action in your credit file, you're not going to have a high credit score. Okay, so age of credit is important. How do you fix this? Well, by building credit. It takes time. By having net 30 accounts, by getting a secure business credit card, by starting little. You have to start somewhere. Number 4, your credit mix. Okay, credit mix is also really important because lenders want to make sure, business lenders for that matter, they want to make sure that you are comfortable. You, the applicant, you are comfortable when it comes to handling a diversity of business credit programs, business loans, business credit cards, business lines of credit, business financing arrangement, equipment financing arrangement, merchant cash advances, invoice factoring, the whole constellation of credit programs that you as a business, you can actually manage. You are comfortable managing. Okay. And the last thing you want to really think about is ignoring your business credit score. This also plays an important role, and you definitely don't want to be in a situation where you are ignoring your business credit score. Okay. The whole thing here is that if you don't check your business credit score, how would you know what's in there in the first place? And so you don't want to be in a situation where you have no idea what is in your business credit score. And as we have said on this and other shows, it's important to start by registering with Dun & Bradstreet. You want to register. You want to have your DUNS number so that you can start actually seeing what's in there for Dun & Bradstreet. For Equifax or Experian, you don't necessarily need a DUNS number, but the fact that Dun & Bradstreet is the largest business credit bureau, then you want to establish a relationship with them. So you have an entry, you have a file entry in their systems. Very important. So I'm talking to you about 3 sneaky things that always harm your business credit score. Number 1, your payment history. Number 2, your credit characteristics. Number 3, missing payments. Now, payment history is different from missing payments, because your payment history actually talks about maybe the last 5 years or 10 years. But missing payment is something that's happening. Let's say that happened maybe a month from now, or a month ago or 2 weeks ago. So this is kind of recent, whereas history is history. Okay, so missing payments is really important, and you don't want to be in a situation where you are missing payments. And when we talk about missing payments, we're not speaking about just one time, just one instance of payments missed. You got to ask yourself, why am I missing payments? What happened? Is it because my business is not generating enough liquidity? Okay. Is it because my customers are not paying me on time? Because if you're missing payments, that's because you're not getting the cash to pay your suppliers, pay your vendors, pay your lenders, pay your credit card issuers. Is because you're having a gap, you're having a mismatch between your cash inflows and your cash outflows. So there has to be a serious conversation about making sure that those cash inflows and cash outflows matches. Okay, so those 2 elements must match. One thing I want you to say here is that you need to understand, if you have derogatory public records such as collections, liens, judgments, and bankruptcies, they will actually stay there for a lot of years. And everything starts with missing payments. If you don't pay your bills on time, you might have collections, and if you have collections, you might have liens. If you have liens, you might have judgments. And if you don't pay all this, and if your cash position continues to deteriorate, you might actually file for bankruptcy. So everything is linked. That's why you never want to be in a situation where you are missing payments. As I said earlier, it's very important if you feel there is a slight sort of problems in the way you handle your cash position, the way you handle your cash inflows and cash outflows, you always want to communicate promptly with the lender so that everybody's on the same page. They know what to expect, and you don't surprise people. Okay, very important. If you have made it so far, I want to give you a bonus. I want to reward you, and you need to understand that there are other things that could have an adverse impact on your company's business credit score. So besides the three things that I just mentioned, payment history, credit characteristics, and missing payments, you have to think about the number of years your business has been operating. Okay, if you are a startup, and this is just what it is, if you're a new kid on the block, you're not going to have a lot of experience. Okay, and so the number of years your business has been operating can also play a detrimental role on your business credit score. And if you're constantly applying for new credit, so lines of business credit applied for in the last 9 months or 12 months. Okay, so those are important because those credit inquiries will reduce your credit score. Remember that the bottom line is you want to target a paydebt score. Since this is the most important business credit score, you want to target a paydebt score of 80 or above. Okay, and so this is important, and make sure that you are constantly checking your business credit score. And by the way, make sure that your business contact info is also accurate. So your business contact should be accurate in all those three databases, Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian, because if something were to happen, and for example, let's say you have the wrong NAICS code or the wrong SIC code, SIC, NAICS stands for North American something classification, I just forgot, the North American Industry Classification System, NAICS code. So just make sure that you are in the right industry, because you don't want to be caught on the wrong side of an economic downturn. Let's say there is a sector that is actually having problems. You don't want, and if Dun & Bradstreet downgrades an entire sector, you don't want to be caught in that wave if it's not yours. Let me talk to you quickly about the approach that you need to follow. When we talk about salvaging your business credit score, there are a few things you need to understand that will help you build a better credit score in the long run. The first thing you need to understand here is that your business credit score will change from time to time. This is a dynamic metric. It is a dynamic criterion. It's not going to be static. Okay, today you could be at 82, and tomorrow you could be at who knows, 85 or 90, depending on your payment history, depending on how you run your business, how you maintain a steady flow of cash, and so you really want to avoid also information mix-up. That means sometimes there are some vendors and lenders that may report inaccurate information, and your credit will be confused with someone else's. Okay, so this is basically a nuisance that you must sort out as soon as possible to avoid conflicts once you need to apply for credit. This is why we have said on this show and on before that you need to constantly monitor your credit history, your business credit history, your business credit score, to make sure that you are getting your fair share of data, and that you're not really nobody's actually playing games with you by using somebody else's credit information. Okay, and you can also avoid fraud, and fraud is really an important element when it comes to business credit score and business and the personal credit score also. And what you want to do is there are a lot of services that are out there that allow you to avoid fraud on your business credit, and some of them will want you to pay something on a monthly basis. But listen, it is really worth it, because if you were to pay, let's say, $10 a month to secure your business credit score, or to secure your business credit in general, and to avoid any kind of any issue about fraudulent activity, it's kind of worth it. It is an investment. Okay, $10 or $15 versus a month versus who knows how much you have to pay, the thousands of dollars you have to pay to reverse a wrong decision or to pay some damages, whatever. So long story short, it is really worth it. But we can't have a conversation about business credit score fraudulent activity without thinking about the overarching topic of business credit score planning, because you got to plan those things. They don't happen like out of the blue. No, it has to be part of a conversation. It has to be part of a plan. It has to be a formula that you have put in place that will help you from the get-go get the information that you need and have the tactics and the strategy that you need to implement. Before I close today's conversation, let me just say one more thing. Okay, you have to, these are my pro tips for you. You got to have, and this goes back to the plan that I just spoke about. You need to have a plan to improve your business credit score. And if you want to improve your business credit score, there are a few things you need to do. And there are 5 of them that we believe will really help you, will actually catapult you into the apex of business credit scores so that you can be around 85 or 90 or 95. This is totally possible, okay? And you don't have to be an established business to get there. People think, well, you got to be in business for 10 years or 20 years. You got to have accumulated a certain level of experience to qualify for this. Not necessarily. Sometimes it helps. Experience does help, but it's not always necessary. If you want to improve your business credit score like crazy, I want you to pay attention to public filings, years in business, your revenue, business assets, and credit inquiries. Let me repeat those 5. Public filings, years in business, revenue, business assets, credit inquiries. Those are really important. When we talk about public filings, make sure that you are constantly checking what's out there, what kind of information is out there about your business, so that you don't have something wrong about your business, okay? So you want to constantly, and the thing is, there are services, there are companies that will do the work for you. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, just let us know in the comment section, and our team will get back to you. We will actually, depending on your state, depending on the industry you're in, we'll send you what kind of service, what kind of service can help you. Okay, monitor your credit score, your business credit score. So years in business, your revenue. This is something that has to do with your business, the way you run your business. So you have internal factors, but also external factors. So endogenous and exogenous. Okay, your business assets. So high value collaterals, for example, such as commercial real estate, heavy machinery, business equipment, and other valuable business assets that can be easily converted into cash, will actually improve your business credit score over time, because the lenders and credit and vendors will see that you are financially stable. Your company is financially stable. So this is really important to think about. And last but not the least, credit inquiries. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I was just talking to you today about 3 sneaky things that always harm your business credit score and what you can do to actually fix them. So number 1, your payment history. Number 2, your credit characteristics. And number 3, missing payments. And I give you a bonus. I told you about the approach you need to follow. And to close today's conversation, I'll give you a few pro tips. Thank you. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.